Again, local news. A master plan has been unveiled to protect operational technology or OT systems from cyber attacks that can cripple Singapore's critical infrastructure, including water supply and transport. Now, the OT cybersecurity master plan will bolster defense against such cyber attacks by growing the talent pool and facilitating the exchange of information between the public and private sectors. Senior Minister Teo Chee Hean announced the master plan today at the opening of the 4th Singapore International Cyber Week. Now, cyber attack on such systems could have dire consequences like mass disruptions, physical harm, or even death. Now, to tell us more, I have journalist Hariz with me. Welcome, Hariz.
Hi, Ariando.
Now, Hariz, tell us, first, how does the master plan affect Singaporeans?
So it really will affect all of us, but maybe in not the most direct of ways. So these OT systems that you mentioned earlier refer to things like your power supply, your water supply, the transport networks that we use every day. So all these things are things that we use every day. So to answer your question in short, yes, you'll be affected by any cyber attack on these OT systems. But maybe to take a step back, right, if we think about it even more. So having these initiatives under this master plan to protect these OT systems will actually bolster the defenses of these critical systems. So we can use the systems with greater confidence once the initiatives that were, or the key thrusts that were spelled out in the master plan take into effect. So hacks or cyber attacks on these systems can have devastating consequences. I think a lot of these systems were maybe legacy systems that were designed in the past. So maybe they were not designed with the most focus of cybersecurity measures in them. So I think what this master plan is trying to do now is trying to make sure that if any attack happens, we are best prepared for it and we can avoid it as much as possible.
Right. And Hariz, on the same cybersecurity note, right, the government has also rectified 31 vulnerabilities in its systems found by ethical, or what we call the white hat hackers.
Yes, correct.
Right? These white hat hackers, they are tasked to find cyber cracks so that preemptive solutions can then be introduced. Now, in your own opinion, how effective are these white hat hackers really?
Well, I would say that's actually quite effective because they found in this round 31 bugs or 31 vulnerabilities. So these were 31 bugs that would unlikely have been found if it weren't for these white hats.
Right.
So, and we must keep in mind that this is not the first time they've done this either. This is the second time the government has done this, what they call a government bug bounty program, or where they invite white hat hackers to come into the systems and to essentially look out for any vulnerabilities. So
so it's interesting that you point out the effectiveness based on the numbers, but why? Why are they effective?
I think it's effective because essentially when you invite these white hackers to come in, they bring a fresh perspective. It's a fresh pair of eyes. So having an outsider to stress test these systems or to muck around and see if they can find any vulnerabilities without any prior understanding or biasness towards the systems could help in discovering these bugs. And I'm sure the government agrees that they are effective because in the same announcement that they announced the results of the previous one today, they also announced an upcoming one in November. So it's clear that they are seeing some kind of success in this program, want to continue building up the momentum. Also in the same vein, they announced another announcement called the Vulnerability Disclosure Program, or VDP. It's another effort to sort of crowdsource and outsource all these attempts to find vulnerabilities. So essentially what this VDP is, it's a channel that will allow members of the public to contact the government technology agency or GovTech to let them know if they find any kind of vulnerabilities or bugs outside of this GBBP program.
Exciting times ahead, definitely, Hariz, for the cybersecurity sector. Again, thank you so much for coming into the show to tell us more about the new cybersecurity plan, a master plan that has been unveiled today by Senior Minister Teo Chee Hean. Now, guys, of course, earlier on we caught up with East Asia editor Sui Noi, who shared a bit more with us regarding the celebration that China is having right now. In fact, had earlier today 70 years of communist rule, and really, what are some of the stumbling blocks roadblocks that China faces ahead in realizing its dream of a nation rejuvenation. And then we moved on to transport and housing editor Karam, who told us a bit more about the findings with regard to Singaporeans have been misled into paying more for holidays via online travel booking site. And then we had Hariz here to share with us with regard to the new master plan that has been unveiled with regard to cyber security. So those are our top stories for today. For more news and videos, you can head on to our website, that is straitstimes.com. Once again, I'm Harianto. Catch us tomorrow same time for more stories on A Big Story.